Well, joining me now, two star weather forecasters. One of them claims his weather forecasts are much more reliable than the Met Office, which we've just been hearing from, and that he predicted this cold weather 6 months ago. He is the climatologist Piers-Corbyn of Weather Action. And also here is a man we all rely on, Sky News' own head of weather, Francis Wilson. Welcome to you both. All right, we're just hearing there, Francis, that the Met Office says that this seasonal forecasting is a bit difficult, 5 years a bit more predictable, 5 days a bit more predictable, and we should be a little bit more optimistic about seeing the back of this snow now. Is that your view?
Yeah, currently the snow that we've got is today much less than forecast yesterday. It's very light and powdery and raggedy across England and Wales. There will be some more snow, but it's not so much anymore. The wind chill is still quite something. It all looks like coming to an end on Wednesday. With the Atlantic, less cold air coming up from the southwest, from the Atlantic, much less cold air, and that will bring with it a battle for territory. That battle will be a huge bank of cloud and precipitation. It'll begin as snow because it's so cold, it's freezing still, but then it'll turn to rain, and by the end of the week, that'll be the end of it.
Piers Corbyn, what do you reckon the next 5 days?
Well, what's happening then, which Francis just described, is a bit of a wobble, and we think there'll be a return, actually, of cold. And there won't be a full melt until the 24th of this month. So the 24th to 31st will be very mild, and there'll be thaw floods and so on. And then there'll be a return to very cold in February. So I agree with what Francis is saying now, but it's a bit of it's a wobble rather than a permanent change.
And can you see that far ahead, Francis?
No, no one can, really.
Well, we can.
Seasonal forecasts are kind of like how the dice are loaded. They're kind of the most likely event. How probable will it be? 60-40 this, 20-80 that. You can't, not really, expect with the complexity of the globe and the atmosphere to be able to forecast 3 months ahead. You just can't.
Well, Francis, if you look at a map of the jet stream or whatever, you see it wobbles at times. We can predict those wobbles. There's a big wobble now when they're caused by solar activity. And we can predict these a long time ahead, which is why we predicted 6 months ahead, very cold period. Now, we also predicted the floods in 07, 08 and 09.
Well, someone said that you said those floods would be down the east coast, and this time around they were, of course, all down the west coast.
You're talking about something more recently than that.
The Cumbrian floods.
Yeah. We said there'd be a lot of activity all around the world on that in the 17th, 19th of November. Yeah. I'm talking about the summer floods. We predicted all of those summers.
And whereas
the Met Office said we'd have
get your information from?
Well, it comes from predictability of key aspects of solar activity which upset the general circulation patterns of the globe. So we're going to be right 85% of the time. And it's not just to...
85%?
Yes. We don't claim this. We know this because independent people verify it. And it's wrong for the Met Office just to compare us with other people who throw coins in the air. We don't do that.
You reckon you can be that accurate?
Well, I don't think, Piers, you've ever had anything published that can be looked at by your peers and have it peer-reviewed.
OK, no, that's not true, because we've had presentations at conferences where those who want to hear haven't bothered to turn up. But there has been a bit of a problem about publication, because the University of East Anglia in the last 10 years have been working with others to suppress publication from people like me. However, the door will open soon, and you'll be able to...
OK, I think
we look forward to seeing what you've got in print, so we can all look at it and criticise it.
The test is what happens, and we are forecasting.
All right, OK, well, people will probably be beginning to think about their summer holidays.
Weatheraction.com.
What about the summer in Britain?
Well, I have to say, because we've been so busy with this, we haven't predicted the summer yet, but we can tell you February will get cold again.
February will get colder. You reckon February will get colder? It always gets colder.
No, colder than normal. Much colder than normal.
Well, as I said right at the beginning, you can't do seasonal forecasts very well. They still don't have a lot of merit. Obviously, you've got to keep trying and trying, but you're right at the limit of what we can possibly expect.
And are we going to get more accurate?
That is the point. You can always be accurate about weather. If you could say tomorrow it'll rain in Britain, and if it rains in Stornoway, you're accurate. But the precision's not there.
I mean, you yesterday were saying expect a lot of snow.
That's right, yeah. There's no precision. Exactly. And if you take that onto a season, then you can talk about, well, we got this bit of the globe right and that bit, but for the vast millions of people who live somewhere else, it's completely wrong. So you're expecting a lot for seasonal forecasts to be absolutely precise.
That's because standard meteorology can't understand external influences. You've see in our forecast, we say the dates a long time ahead, short-term windows, when it will happen.
OK, can we
And it
end on a
does.
point of agreement for now? Wrap up warm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we agree at the moment.
Thank you very, very much indeed.